Hi guys, it's Joy again from Renew Yourself with Joy with our next vlog. So I wanted to kind of talk about what I've been reflecting on during the summer. I've been in a super goal setting mode where I've been trying to reach some new heights for myself personally, business wise. In any event, while doing that, I've kind of hit some roadblocks along the way when I'm trying to gather what I need to get what it is that I want. During that time period, I've been able to reflect upon, well, what is it that's stopping me from getting what I need? What stops you from getting what you need? I've come up with a couple of ideas that I wanted to share with you today. There's 3 basic things that I think get in our way, and what they look like to me are a lack of clarity, a lack of voice, and a lack of resource. So let's talk about those today. So one of the first reasons you may not be getting what it is that you need would be the lack of clarity that I was talking about. So that would be you don't even know what it is that you need. Maybe you don't have a clear vision about your wants, your end game goal, okay? And if you can't visualize what it is that you need at the end, you don't even know the little steps that you need to take in between. A tip that I would have to help you get to that kind of visualization as to what it is that you need would be maybe some type of meditation, talking to somebody who's a good listener, sitting down, maybe writing out some visualization as to what it is that you really want to gain that clarity before you can even move on to the next step. So if you have time, take a little bit of space for yourself to meditate, gain clarity, and then move on to the next step. The second reason I was thinking about once you gain clarity is this lack of voice issue, okay? The lack of voice is you're not saying what it is that you need. There are a plethora of reasons why people would not actually talk about what it is they need. It could be that they don't want to appear that they're needy. They don't want to appear that they're unable to do something on their own. It could be that they're worried about being rejected. Maybe they know that if they ask for what they need from a particular person or entity, they may be told no. And a lot of us do not handle well being told no. So we could kind of be keeping ourselves stuck by not voicing ourselves. But I want you to understand that you oftentimes are not going to be able to get to your goal or your end game without pulling on resources from other people. So if you don't speak up about what you need, you're probably not going to get it. A lot of times, say in like a relationship, that could also be kind of a frustrating situation, not just for you, but for your partner who may be wanting to help you in an instance where they're in the dark. And if they're in the dark and they don't have any instructions about how can I help you, how can I make this better, you now have 2 people frustrated because one person is, for some reason, afraid of speaking up about what they need. If you want to get to this next level of having your needs met, you will need to figure out a way to be more assertive with it. Maybe looking to some of the limiting beliefs that you have about asking for help, expressing yourself, and not identifying as weak or unable, but human and in need of help every once in a while. One of the last things that I figured out, kind of the hard way, is the lack of resource that I was talking about. So what that could look like is that you have clarity about what it is that you need. You have gotten yourself to a place where you're brave enough to ask for what you need, but maybe the person that you're asking for what you need is unable to provide it or unwilling to provide it. That could be in a job situation. If I'm asking for a raise or I'm asking for a resource or I'm asking for a flexible schedule that my boss cannot provide me, my company can't provide me, but I know that I have a vision for myself and for my career that's different, I could become frustrated because I'm banging my head against the wall and they keep saying no. Well, maybe that's because they can't give me what it is that I'm asking for. That could be you asking your partner to do something different for you. Maybe there's something about the way they interact with friends that you don't like, the way that they treat you. Their belief may be different than a belief that you have about what a partnership looks like. In that instance, it could be that they just need to learn what it is that you want differently, but at the end of the day, if they feel like it's something that they can't compromise on, or they're not in a stage of their life where they can give you maybe the type of commitment or intimacy that you're looking for, you have a lack of resource. Who you're asking for what you need may not be able to provide it for you. So in that instance, you are going to have a big block if you stay kind of in the same position that you're in at that moment. So in handling a lot of these situations that I've come up against, I reflect upon one of my favorite theories, which is called choice theory. In choice theory, it talks about all of us having basic needs that need to be met, okay? We have to have them met one way, shape, or form. They're not really avoidable in order for us to feel fulfilled in our lives. It also talks about if you are in a situation where your need cannot be met by someone else, whom you cannot force to give you what it is that you need, you have to kind of make a decision to adapt, okay? So the three choices you have here would be either to change. You can change yourself in the situation, change maybe what it is that you need or what you want, or you can change and behave in a way that you want to model for the person that you're looking to give you something. You can accept the situation for what it is, let go of this dream that you had, okay, and live within the dream that you do have. Or your last option is to leave the situation and create what choice theory would call the quality world that you ultimately want, and put in your world the things that are important to you. So that may mean that you have to have your needs met with things or people outside of the circle that you already have. You would have to expand your world. So I can talk about theory and I can talk about these great ideas like it's the easiest thing as ever, when in reality we all know it's not. Change in our beliefs, in our behavior, or change with other people is very hard. We can't control other people, we can only control what we do, our ideas, our actions, our beliefs, and what we accept. Even that takes a little bit of time and work. So I understand that you could be at any stage of the game in terms of getting your needs met. You may be at the place where you still haven't visualized what you want. You may be at the place where you're not ready to verbalize what you want. And you may be stuck in this place where you keep asking for what you want and you're just not ready to walk away from it or change what you want altogether, okay? That's completely understandable. And so what I would say for you is kind of own where you're at, process where you're at. You will feel it inside of yourself when you know it's ready to move on to that next step of where you need to be. We all have reasons why we are where we are, but sooner or later, the motivation that we have is going to overpower things from our past to push us forward. Remember, when you're making these choices for your life, they are your choices, no one else's. They are to be respected, and that is fine. The only thing that I say that you should always do at the end of the day is remember, when you are making decisions and making choices, always choose your joy.